Hi everyone, my name is Sam from Yoga with Sam, and today I have a flow to help relieve low back pain. So today I'll incorporate some hip openers, little core stability, and some feel-good stretches for whatever discomfort you're feeling in your body. And for those of you watching this and don't have low back pain, this is also just a feel-good flow that can suit everybody and everyone's skill level. So grab your mat, light some candles, do whatever you need to do to create the kind of space you want, and we'll get started on our back. So when you land on your back, bring your feet on the ground, knees bend, arms beside you at a diagonal, palms face up. Close your eyes for a moment. Let your bones settle into your mat. And take a few breaths. Bring attention and awareness to the low back area. Soften your eyes as you breathe. And remember to find what feels good today. If any postures don't feel so good, you can always opt out of them or fast forward through that part of the video. Gently draw your knees into the chest now, hands on your kneecaps, and circle the knees. This is a sweet way to massage the back and bring awareness to that place in the sacrum. Circle in the other direction. And as you do this, just feel your breath too, and try to do that throughout practice. The breath is a nice way to connect to our practice, to be a little more mindful. And circle in the other direction again. It's a nice way to practice presence. One more time, reverse. From here now, bring your legs into a tabletop position. So your knees are just over your hips. And you can't see it from where you are, but my knees are about hip distance apart. So they're not together. Flex your feet, shins parallel to the ground. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling, palms face each other, as if you're holding a block between the hands. Spread your fingers. Spread your toes if you can. Bring attention to your low back, tuck your tailbone, and press the low back into the ground. Notice if your chin juts up towards the ceiling. If that's the case, place a blanket under your head, or just tuck your chin. Now press the low back into the ground, and you'll keep it glued to the ground just like that the entire time. Stay here if this is already kind of challenging, or follow me and extend your right leg. Pause and breathe. Feel the low back continue to press into the ground, and then left arm alongside your ear, like bicep by the cheek, let's say. Pause. My body shakes whenever I do this. Inhale, come back to that starting position. Hold the breath, tuck your tailbone, press the low back into the ground, and as you exhale, left leg extends, tuck the tailbone, and the right arm comes alongside the ear. Inhale back to that starting position. Hold the breath, tuck tailbone, exhale, right leg and left arm. Inhale to the starting position. Hold the breath, tuck tailbone, exhale, left leg and right arm. Inhale, starting position. Hold the breath, tuck tailbone, exhale, right leg and left arm. So do this a few more times and breathe. And this is a little bit of mental yoga too. It can be kind of tough to think of wait, which leg, which arm, so move as slowly as you need to. Easy breathing, and the most important thing right now is that the low back stays pressed into the ground. This is a great way to Start to strengthen the core. One more on each side. And then when you're back to that starting position, pause. Extend the legs straight up towards the ceiling. Now bring your legs together, point your toes. Draw the navel in and see if you can lift your tailbone off of the ground a little bit. Stay here or lift head, neck, and shoulders off of the ground. Hold for 5. Breathe 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax your head. Hug your right knee into the chest. Extend the left leg out on the floor. Relax your feet. Circle your right ankle a few times. And then flex both feet so the toes point straight up towards the ceiling. Drag your right knee towards your right shoulder. If you're feeling any tenderness in your back, just bend that left knee and plant the left foot on the floor. And then drag the knee back towards the midline of the body. And you'll drag the knee side to side a few times here. Even breaths. Then hug the knee in towards the chest. Hands behind the right thigh. Extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Both feet stay flexed and bend your right knee. So you'll do that a few more times. Starting to wake up the hamstring here. It's that muscle in the back of the thigh, the back of the upper leg. Then re-bend the knee. Hands around the shin. Hug the knee in a little bit closer. If that left knee was bent, you can extend the leg now and drag your right knee all the way over to the left side. Take a twist. Relax your right arm on the ground, and with your left hand, bring the hand towards your low back. Press the left palm down into the side of the hip, down the side of the thigh, all the way to your knee. Again, palm to the low back, down the side of the thigh to the knee. And rest the hand there. Turn the head to the left. And feel that right hip, that top hip, press away from your ribs. So it's like you're trying to create more space in that right side of your waist. If you need a more like a tactile assist here, you can bring the left hand to the top of the thigh and gently press the thigh away from the hips. Take another breath. Right knee will come back through center. And just extend both legs long on the ground for a moment. Let the feet just flop open. Arms are nice and wide. Notice your right leg versus your left. Hug your left knee into the chest. If you did it on the other side, you can bend your right knee and plant the foot on the ground if that's more comfortable. Circle your left ankle. And then flex both feet. So there are 90-degree angles in your ankles. And drag the left knee towards your left shoulder. And then back towards the midline of your body. Left knee towards the left. And back through center. Pause. Hands behind your left thigh. And extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. Your leg doesn't have to go totally straight. And then bend and do that another time or two, just waking up that hamstring. And the next time your left knee bends, hands around the shin and drag the knee all the way to the right. Take a twist. Left arm on the floor. Bring your right hand to that hip, that top hip, and gently press your palm down the hip, the side of the thigh to your knee. Once more, just like that, hand to hip, down to the knee, and pause. Gaze to the right. So we're taking an easier variation in the neck. And think about pressing that left hip away from your ribs, away from the shoulders. If you want that assist, you can press the right hand into the upper thigh. Left knee back through center. Head back through center. Hug your knees in. Knees towards the shoulders. Stay here or come into a happy baby pose. Grab the outer edges of the feet as you rock right and left. Try to keep your low back nice and long here. And then come into a reclined butterfly pose. So feet are together, knees apart on your back here. And bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. So the base of your wrist, or rather where the end of your palm is. It's probably a better cue. You can just tuck that right into your hip creases and press your hips and thighs away from you. So gently press palms into the thighs. You're creating a little more space in the back. And then relax your hands. Close the knees and roll over to one side. Come to sit. Cross the legs. Hands on your knees and start to stir the upper body. You can start with a small stirring first. Try to keep your navel in a little bit. And then, if you want, you can make the circles larger and larger. In the other direction too. And through center. Sweep your arms up on your inhale. Take a twist to your right as you exhale. Left hand to right knee. And sit up a little taller as you breathe in. Twist a little deeper as you breathe out. Feel the navel hug in at the bottom of your exhalation. And then rise back up through center on the inhale, over to the other side on your exhale. Sit up taller on the inhale, twist a little deeper on your exhale. Rise back up on the inhale, release your arms on the exhale. Come onto all fours and come into a child's pose. So your knees spread wide, big toes are together. Sit the hips back towards your heels and then rest the forehead on the ground, a block or some pillows. Close the eyes. Now imagine that there are nostrils on your low back. Breathe into these imaginary nostrils there. Feel the low back expand and widen. Exhale. Let the low back soften. 2 more breaths like that. Inhale, imagine you can send the breath to the low back. Exhale, the low back softens. One more. Shift forward, come into down dog. Tuck toes, lift the hips. In this down dog today, soften your knees. Press the palms into the ground and press the belly and ribs towards your thighs. There's lots of length in the back in this moment as you tilt the tailbone towards the ceiling. Walk the feet up towards your hands. Take a forward fold. Your feet are parallel and hip distance. If you want to double check that, you'll take your hands and put them into fists and place those fists between the big toes. Then from there, you'll relax the head, hold opposite elbows, let your spine decompress as you sway right and left nice and gently. Even inhales and exhales here. Release your arms, walk the hands towards the right side. So the hands might be on the ground, they might be on your shin or ankle, doesn't matter. You find your hand placement, draw the left hip back slightly. Over to the left. Draw your right hip back slightly. Take a breath. Through center, soften your knees, navel in to support you as you roll up nice and slow. Stack vertebra on top of vertebra. When you arrive, draw the shoulders up towards your ears, squeeze them back and down. Again, up, back, and down. From here, sweep the arms around and up. Get nice and long. Reach through those fingertips on the inhale. Lead with the heart. Hinge forward and down on your exhale. Hands on your shins. Look forward on the inhale and take a fold on your exhale. Step your right leg back. Downward facing dog. Press your hips up and back. And pedal out the feet this time. Bend one knee, then the other. Press one heel towards the ground, the other heel towards the ground. Lift both heels now and wave forward to plank. Drop your knees. Keep the elbows close to your body and lower to the belly. Point the toes and rest your chin or forehead to the ground. Release your arms next to your body. Lengthen out the right leg and the left. Press the pelvis down and lift your chest and your shoulders off the ground. Your hands stay on the ground just for now. Press the tops of the feet into the ground, the pelvis down. Squeeze your shoulder blades, the chest reaches forward. So think about lots of length here instead of height. Now arms lift off the floor. Reach the arms back so shoulders draw away from your ears. Tuck your tailbone again, so that may mean your glutes squeeze. From here, for more, you'll start to reach the toes towards the back of the room specifically. And if you reach back enough, your feet will probably hover off the ground, like maybe a centimeter. So the feet don't have to go very high. One more breath in. And as you exhale, release down. Turn the head to the right. Another nice way to lengthen the low back here is to breathe into your belly while you lay on your belly. It'll help the low back just sort of lengthen and widen. Create some more space, expansion. So take a breath into the belly and out of the belly. And see if as you breathe into the belly, you can also breathe into or send that breath into the corresponding part of your back. Chin back through center. Now reach your arms out in front of you. If this is not happening because you have some neck issues or shoulder issues, then bend your elbows instead so they come like a cactus, and you can still follow the same exact cues. So remember when we did opposite arm and leg on our back, we'll kind of do something similar now. Almost mimicking swimming in a way. So your chin or forehead are on the ground. Your pelvis presses down. And reach the right toes towards the back of the room and lift them up another inch or so. Squeeze the right glute. From here, lift your chest and your head and your left arm off of the ground. Exhale as you release. We're not overdoing it. It's a nice small movement. Inhale, lift your left leg and reach the toes back. Lift your right arm, the head, the chest reaches forward. Exhale, release. We'll just go back and forth a few times here. So squeeze that right glute, reach the toes back, the left arm forward. Exhale to release. Strengthening the back here. Left leg, right arm. One more each side. And then you'll release it down. Release your arms next to your body and turn your head to the left side. This time bend your knees and windshield wiper your feet right and left. Release the tops of the feet down. Hands beneath your shoulders, table. And in your tabletop position, palms press down, round your spine, gaze towards the knees. Take a breath here. Neutral spine, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Draw the right knee towards the nose. Step your right foot between the hands. Left palm comes down, right arm reaches up, take a twist. Gaze up at the right thumb. Right hand comes back down. Back to your three-legged dog. Your right leg lifts back up on the in-breath. Come into your pigeon pose on your out-breath. Right shin forward. Flex the foot. And you'll take a nice inhale to lift the chest and an exhale to come forward. So, if you're unfamiliar with pigeon or if it just doesn't feel good in your body, you can take this in onto your back. So just what that looks like is you'll come onto the back, feet flat, cross the right ankle over the left thigh, and then hug that thigh or shin in towards your chest. Take a few breaths in whatever variation you've chosen. Relax your mouth. Feel the breath easily come in and out. Come back onto the palms. We'll meet in down dog. Feel your right leg versus your left. There might be a little bit of a difference. Lift the left leg up towards the ceiling and come into your pigeon. Come onto forearms, rest your head, Unstack fists, hands, or maybe a block. Close your eyes and breathe. Soften the shoulders, the muscles of the face. Walk your hands in, rise up. Come into down dog. And into a plank. Drop your knees and draw the elbows close as you lower to your belly. Point the toes, this time a baby cobra. So roll the shoulders open, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, legs nice and long, and float the hands off of the ground. So instead of trying to get as high as you can, just like in that locust pose earlier, pull the heart forward. Hands come down, press into tabletop. So slide your hands under your shoulders. Press the palms into the ground, round your spine. Take one breath. Neutral spine, come to sit. Extend your legs. Flex your feet and bring the hands just beside your hips. So if you know you have tight hamstrings, bend the knees now, or sit up and prop up on some blankets or a cushion. So we're about to go into a forward fold, but before we do, something I see a lot is people just really trying to reach their toes. Like they think that's the goal. So then as a result, I see this. So this is an almost surefire way to, herniate a disc or something to pop out of place in your spine. So instead, you want to concentrate on having a nice long spine as we come into our folds for most of the way. So bring your hands just beside your hips, lengthen through the crown of the head, and now lead with the chest as you hinge at your hips. Pause. So shoulders draw back. The heart is reaching and being pulled and drawn forward towards the toes. And now you can start to slide your hands forward along the mat. Your hands might be in alignment with your knees or maybe a little further forward. And when you can't, fold anymore with your long spine, the palms press into the ground and pull the ground towards you. So the elbows might bend as you reach the chest forward a little more, and then from that place, you can round your spine and relax your head. It's okay if it's not very far. Just take a few breaths and focus on the sensation in your hamstrings. Keep the feet flexed the whole time, even if your knees are bent. 2 more breaths. Walk your hands in, rise back up. Hug your right knee into the chest. Cross your right ankle over the left thigh. Hug the knee again. Both hips are planted on the ground. And twist to the right. So your knee gently burrows into the crook of that left elbow. Right hand props behind you to support your long spine, and then you can spiral the chest to the right. Take an easy inhale as you grow taller, and easy exhale as you twist a little deeper. To go even deeper, your left arm will reach up and then hook the elbow on the outside of the knee. Breathe. Gently unwind, take an open twist to the left. through center and extend your right leg. Hug the left knee in, and we'll just switch sides here. So cross the left foot over the right leg and take a twist to the left. Sit up a little taller as you breathe in, twist a little deeper as you breathe out. Option to reach the right arm up and then hook the elbow on the outside of your knee. Spread your fingers. Breathe. Gently unwind, take an open twist to the right. Come back through center and cross your legs. Sit up tall. Close your eyes. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It would mean so much to me. And let me know what else you'd like to see next. Share this with any friends that maybe are experiencing some low back discomfort or just want to move in a way that feels good. Take another breath here, just savoring this last bit of your practice. Notice how you feel from minute 0 to now. Draw the palms together in front of the heart and bow the head towards the heart, the hands. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bow the head a little deeper. Have a great rest of your day.